Now y'all know me. I come in with, I'm confident. Thank you. We're gonna see.
Yo, what it do, folks? We are back. It's another episode of the Fantasy. Got Sean in here, got Twan in here, got Mac in here. What's going on, fellas?
It hasn't been a good fantasy season for neither of us, but we're here to give you, what you need for your week, man. We still here, man.
Yeah,
here to support
you. Here for y'all at
we're
this
here
point.
for you guys.
Yeah,
clearly.
I hear that, man. Well, we're
First
glad to have y'all.
Time in a
Go
long
ahead.
time, man.
Yeah. How does it feel to be on this side of the fantasy? I guess the standings. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all not used to losing like this. And also too, I think about some of the Bill Belichick when he's having a losing season. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when it's unfamiliar territory, like how do you feel? Like how does that make you feel? Like to know you still got to set your lineup every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this game don't matter, but like, what do I got to compete?
You still got to compete.
Yeah,
you still got to compete. You still got to put it together.
Yeah,
still got to analyze, but it's
not looking good.
Fun. It's definitely not fun. It's not fun. It's not fun at all, man. It's just like back to the drawing board. You learn from your mistakes, and you go into every year and just learn from your mistakes. Just learn from your mistakes. The things that you guys are seeing this year, make sure you take it into next year, and like next year, Justin Jefferson.
He's a problem.
He's the number one wide receiver probably next year.
He's a problem.
If he's there, number one pick.
If he's there, if he's there, you take him. Like it's like it's
no brainer.
You don't pass on these guys. There's a lot of guys that I passed on this year who my season would be going totally different if I did draft these guys, but it was what it was. It is what it is. I'm not going this is one of the seasons where I kind of play with my heart.
Yeah.
I mean, it just sucks, man. Like you said, setting your lineup every week. I don't want to look at my team, but I gotta set my lineup. Like I don't want to free agents. I don't care about the waiver wire. Like I don't care about the waiver wire.
I don't even want to look at the app.
It sucks, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to open that.
But
we're here. We're here for y'all. Let's go.
I hear that, man.
We are here.
Yeah, we're not gonna dwell on it too much. We're gonna go ahead and get into what y'all are here for. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are here for the stardoms in the city. It's who got the stardoms this week?
I got the stardoms.
Sean P got the stardoms.
Week 11 stardoms. Big. These are huge weeks, man. Huge weeks in fantasy football right now. Right now, you're fighting for a playoff spot, or you're in first place, second place, third place. But yeah, we got y'all coming in. We got Joe Burrow. The only reason I got Joe Burrow on this list is because I think Joe Burrow is going to explode this week. I feel like he's going to be the number one quarterback in fantasy. Any props on Joe Burrow this week? I like it. 300 plus passing yards, 2 or more touchdown passes. I like it for Joe Burrow. Pittsburgh is ranked 26th against quarterbacks. So fire Joe Burrow this week as the number one quarterback in fantasy coming from Shawnee P right now. I like it. I like Joe Burrow a lot this week.
Love Joe Burrow.
Number 2, I got my man Daniel Jones versus Detroit. Detroit has allowed 23 fantasy points per game, which is number 1 right now in the league, in the fantasy world. They are
talking about to that position.
Yeah. Okay. 32nd. They're ranked 32nd against quarterback. And Daniel Jones, he gets it on the ground and through the air. He's played mistake-free football this year. He hasn't thrown a lot of interceptions.
I haven't been disgusted watching Daniel Jones this year. Usually I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? How is he a starting NFL quarterback? But he's playing good football.
Yeah, I think it's only been one game this year he hasn't rushed for 20 or more rushing yards.
Mm-hmm.
So that's big as a quarterback. Your quarterback can give you 20 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, 200 passing yards. Like,
it's a good game.
And possibly score you a touchdown. I like Daniel Jones. Anytime touchdown score this week, I like Daniel Jones to run one in.
I mean, Detroit gives up literally everything that everybody wants. So,
and a good thing about Detroit, they also score.
They score, so you have to keep scoring.
You have to keep attacking.
And you can keep, and you can. That's the thing about Detroit. It's like you have to keep scoring, and you can keep scoring. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Look at the Bears. They were in a shootout with the Bears, bro.
Exactly.
Crazy. Although the Bears' offenses look better, but like still,
Right. So any quarterback against Detroit, you can start.
Yeah.
Any player against Detroit, you start. But yeah, coming in 3, we got Justin Herbert. Has not looked good for Justin Herbert this year. You drafted him high to be a top 5 fantasy quarterback. He has not been that this year. But they're going against the Chiefs at home. He does not have his weapons in Keenan Allen or Mike Williams, but I feel like they're going to have to pass the ball in this game. This is the game where I see Justin Herbert throwing 50 passes. This is the game to try to keep up with the Chiefs. So I like that you should start Justin Herbert this week with confidence as a quarterback 1 this week. Number 3,
Number 4.
Dak Prescott. Minnesota's ranked 23rd against quarterbacks. Dak has 5 touchdown passes in the last 2 games. So I feel like he's coming back from that injury now strong. He has all his weapons back. I think he just lost Gallup last week though, but CeeDee Lamb is playing like a man possessed. Did me wrong last week. Dalton Schultz is finally involved in this offense. I feel like, the Cowboys lost last week to the Packers, but I feel like this game could be a shootout up and down the field for both teams. So I like that Dak Prescott this week. You start him with confidence. Number 3, we was going with the running backs. My man David Montgomery at Atlanta. Khalil Herbert is on IR now. So David Montgomery is the only running back in Chicago. Chicago likes to run the ball. And they play Atlanta, who's ranked 23rd against running backs. So you're happy if you're a David Montgomery owner right now. You're happy. You're like, no,
you like the situation.
No Khalil Herbert to hold him back. I feel like David Montgomery is going to get 20 or more touches in this game. So I love David Montgomery this week at Atlanta. I feel like he's a top 10 play at running back this week.
I think he's a top 5 play.
Top 5?
Yeah, Deontay. Anybody watched the game last Thursday? I know it was a long time ago, but Deontay was doing what he wanted out
Foreman?
there. Yeah,
hell yeah.
Deontay Foreman was doing what he wanted.
Hell yeah.
He been running the ball even with
He
the
been
Texans.
tough.
Yeah, he been
the ball. You know what I mean? Like,
he's a solid running back. I mean, I like as a pure runner, I like Deontay
he
Foreman
runs
over
the ball.
David Montgomery. I'm
If
not gonna lie.
he can get,
But
if
the
he can
volume
keep the
he's
game
gonna get is
script and
crazy.
he can get 20 to 25 carries, he's
Yeah.
gonna run it.
Yeah.
The volume that David Montgomery's about to get is about to be dumb.
Yeah, it's about to be stupid
Yeah.
for the rest of the season.
Sure.
I like Montgomery
Sure.
for the rest of the season now. Number 2, we got Gibson and Robinson at Houston. I feel like you can start both of them in this game. Last week, Robinson had 26 carries. Gibson had 14 carries, but he also had 4 targets in the game. He's a passing back right now that McKissick is not healthy right now. So I like both backs going again at Houston. Houston ranks. They give up the most fantasy points to running backs this season. So I feel like both of these guys are. I feel like Gibson, Robinson is a running back too. Gibson is a flex play, but I feel like you can start both of them in this one. If you have both on your team, you start both. If not, you're out there. I feel like you can start. You're definitely start Robinson, but I feel like Gibson's also a starter in this matchup at Houston. Washington is playing great football.
Yeah.
Last week we ran the ball
4-1
39 times.
Robinson
week,
looked good last week.
he looked
man.
good.
Robinson
He looked
solid
fucking
last
good.
Like my man Rel said, shout out Rel on Twitter. He said he got shot twice. You think he wasn't going to score that touchdown? Like, come on, man.
I forgot that. That
Yeah.
touchdown was
That's
tough.
tough.
Yeah.
He was like, he
Tough.
got shot twice. You don't think he going to get in his zone right there?
He would
So,
not
yeah,
be denied.
He would not be denied, man. Like,
That's a big fan.
Yeah.
Nigga done been through it all, man.
Yeah.
Fuck
He been
that. I'm
through it
getting in
all.
this zone.
You're not gonna
He
stop
said,
him.
I'm getting in this zone.
last time that game.
That shit, I was like, that's tough.
It's tough as shit.
Coming in next, Isaiah Pacheco at the Chargers. The Chargers are ranked 31st against running backs. And Pacheco, he's a starting running back for the Kansas City Chiefs now. And I feel like this is the game where Kansas City is going to go up and they're going to be able to run the ball. And I feel like Pacheco, this is where he scores his touchdown. Anytime touchdown score, I feel like the odds are going to be against him. He's going to be
Yeah,
plus.
for sure.
It's going to be a plus touchdown
It's gonna be
score.
plus like
So
4.
I feel like I like
Plus like
Pacheco this
450
week
or
to
something.
score a touchdown at the Chargers.
50 fries. He's probably
Nah,
gonna be
nah,
like
plus
150.
150.
He's
Plus
definitely not
140.
gonna be plus 150.
Plus 150.
188.
right,
I'm
go
gonna say
ahead.
that.
Plus 150. Look it up now.
Well, yeah, see where you're at right now. But yeah, I like him this week. Going against the Chargers. Chargers have not been able to stop the run this year. They allowed the most yards per carry to running back. So fire Pacheco this week at the Chargers. Number 4, we got Devin Singletary. Last week he had 15.7 fantasy points, scored 2 touchdowns in that game. Josh Allen still not 100% with the elbow injury, so I feel like they're going to lean to Devin Singletary in this one. Also, the weather in this game. They said it's
Snowy,
potential
right?
for storm out there
Yeah.
in Buffalo. So when you see snow, you got to run the ball. You can't
Mhm.
really throw. The winds are going to be crazy. So I like Devin Singletary hitting into this matchup.
Everybody on the unders for this game too.
Oh, for sure. You got to.
Points under.
You got to be.
Don't go anytime.
Wide
Yeah,
receivers.
they probably don't have it.
I like Joshua Palmer versus Kansas City. Like I said before, I feel like Kansas City is going. I mean, the Chargers are going to have. They're going to be playing from behind. They're going to have to throw the ball. And as everyone knows, Keenan Allen has not been healthy all year. Mike Williams is still out. Palmer has been the guy. Him and Carter have been the two guys for the Chargers. So I like Joshua Palmer against Kansas City. They're going to be playing from behind. So I like Palmer as a flex option this week. Wide receiver 2, really. Rondale Moore, he has had 8 or more targets in the last 5 games. He's coming alive right now. Even with Kyler Murray out last week, he still performed. I like Rondale Moore. If you don't know, the San Francisco in the last month has given up the 3rd most yards to wide receivers. So I feel like Rondale Moore has a chance to. He's another flex option for you this week, and I feel like he has a chance to beat him over the top to catch a long pass and make big plays, chunk plays in this game against San Francisco. Darnell Mooney, Atlanta's ranked 32nd against wide receivers.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like Darnell Mooney is in store for a big game, a big play potential in this one. Like I said about Rondale Moore, I can see him having a lot of chunk plays in this game against Atlanta. Justin Fields is getting better every week, and Darnell Mooney hasn't been his first target. He's been his second target. We'll talk about his first target coming up at the tight ends. But yeah, I like Darnell Mooney at Atlanta this week.
Wait, hold on. Before we, move forward, I feel like, are we a little more confident in Justin Fields as a thrower?
100%.
You like him as a thrower?
I like him as a thrower.
I mean, just an overall quarterback, he's playing well.
Overall quarterback, yeah, but
he's
breaking off 80-yard runs.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Darnell Mooney's gonna have to eat off of him
he
throwing
made
the
a
ball.
crucial mistake last week.
Yeah,
like a pick
he
6
did.
mistake.
Yeah,
but
and that's what lost him the game.
From what I've seen from last year to this year is like day and night. Like like just him reading the defense.
From week 4 to week 11.
Yeah,
100%.
pre-snap and everything. I think I'm okay with Justin Fields, and I'm okay. I mean,
he's getting the
as
feel
a
for
passer, I feel like he's average.
But that's what I'm saying. When you want to start his wide receivers, who are you banking on? You're banking on him getting in the ball.
You can still start Mooney, especially in this matchup against Atlanta.
If I had somebody who went down, like like if Cooper Kupp went down, I got Darnell Mooney in my bench. Then okay, I'm throwing Mooney in there. But at the same time, like Mooney's a good flex play. He's a solid.
All 3 of those receivers are flex plays. They're not like bona fide.
Right.
Take out your wide receiver 1 and put them in.
These are flex plays, bye-week fillers, streaming options, right?
I got you. I guess it presented a question as far as because it's well seen that Justin Fields, his play has improved, but is it like the arm or it's the legs? He had 2 weeks with 60-yard run touchdowns.
We're going to talk about the guy who's really been benefiting off of Justin Fields' play
for sure
at tight end. George Pickens, the matchup isn't great. Nothing is great in this matchup for Pickens. He's just one of these. He's just one this week. I'm gonna throw in a dart throw, and I like Pickens this week to score a touchdown. I like Pickens. Like I said, since he's they're ranked 8th against wide receivers, so they're buckling down against wide receivers. But I feel like Pickens is becoming the number 1 option in this offense. Who's the other guy there?
Deontay
Johnson. I forgot his name. He hasn't been doing anything this year. I feel like Pickens is the guy now in Pittsburgh. The offense is not great, and Pickett hasn't been playing good football. But George Pickens scores this week. I'm making a bet this week. I'm gonna put it in for the show next week, and I'm gonna come back, and you're gonna see hitter.
They're definitely probably gonna be down in this one.
They're gonna be down in this one too. Like I said, I love Burrow in this one. I feel like they're going to throw the ball. So Pickens, I like it. They got rid of Claypool, and yeah. Arizona 20 points to tight ends. They're ranked 32nd against tight ends. George Kittle has not been playing good football, but I feel like this is the bounce back week for Kittle. For Kittle owners out there that's thinking about sitting him, for like a guy like Freiermuth or Cole Kmet, don't do it. Start Kittle. Number 2, Cole Kmet, the guy I just talked about. They're going against Atlanta. He's been playing good football. He had 23.4 fantasy points last week, which was the number 1 tight end last week. He had 6 targets in week 9. He had 7 in week 10. Targets are going up. He's Justin Fields' favorite target right now. I think he caught a 50-yard touchdown last week. He has scored a touchdown in the last 3 weeks. He has a good matchup against Atlanta, who's ranked 21st against tight ends. Cole Kmet, I feel like his success continues this week at Atlanta. And with Justin Fields playing good football, being Justin Fields' number 1 target, you fire up Cole Kmet with confidence this week. But don't start him over a guy like George Kittle. That's all I say.
Hold on, I gotta pause you right there. Odd man out, man.
What do you mean?
Odd man out. All right, so I saw David Montgomery, Darnell Mooney, Cole Kmet. The whole Bears offense is going off.
Yeah.
All right.
I like
Okay, so I mean, they got Detroit, right?
Yeah, they got Detroit. No, they got Atlanta.
They got Atlanta.
Yeah.
You believe all of them going to be solid?
Solid. I mean, tight end Cole Kmet, he scores.
I like
10
Kmet.
points.
I
He
like
scores
Kmet.
10
I like
points. That's
Kmet.
a solid
I
game.
like Kmet. But I mean, like
Darnell Mooney, he's a
if you
big
got
play
him all,
guy.
you-
All it
you-
takes is
you-
one play. He's a flex play. It takes one play. I feel like he can.
David
he's gonna
Montgomery.
catch a big
David
one.
Montgomery eating up everything. If David Montgomery's getting the ball,
He said,
he's
"Is it a
eating up
run
the clock,
script
too."
or a pass script?
Yeah,
Which is it?"
What's game script?
I feel like it's going to be both. I feel like David Montgomery's going to eat up the inside, and you're going to get play
Why
action.
you don't got
You're
no
gonna-
Atlanta players
you-
on
you're
there?
gonna-
Then? This game gonna be up and down the
You're
field.
going to get play action off of
This game it
off
got to
of
be
David Montgomery to Darnell Mooney.
because if the Bears are up in this game, you don't got no Atlanta players on there
Why I got to have Atlanta? Why I got to have Atlanta
because it
players
has
on
to
my
be up and
starter?
down the field for
Why?
all of them to
This
be
is starting
successful.
centers for the whole league, not just Atlanta and
for this one game.
No, I'm saying,
Same
bro,
game
but
parlay.
Okay, so for all of them to produce, this game has to be up and down the field. Am I wrong?
I mean, I didn't say Atlanta's not going to score.
Okay, so the Bears go up 17-0.
Uh-huh.
They're not throwing no more, bro. They're the
Why?
Bears because they run the ball
Why
probably
they're
the
not
second
gonna
Then
run
it's
the
going
ball?
to be Devin
But-
Singletary.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's going to be
no, it could be
Montgomery,
Mon-
like you said.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But
saying.
it could be Darnell Mooney. That
But it
gets
ain't
down
gonna
the
be
That
field.
makes
Kmet.
sense. 17.
That gets down the
It could be.
field.
It could be. Look. 7 points to.
The chances are low.
Sep-
You feel me?
Why?
though?
Why are the chances low? For
It's going to be
Mooney?
7. It's going. They're going to.
You feel me though?
They're going to do 7
gotta
to Cole
feel me,
Kmet, 14 to,
gotta-
to Darnell Mooney. Now they got to
Exactly.
run with Devin Singletary.
No,
David Montgomery.
no.
David Montgomery.
Cole Kmet could score a touchdown.
Yeah.
Darnell Mooney could catch a 50-yard pass.
That's 5 points.
That's 5 points. Then he's done for the day.
I'm not saying he's going to catch one
Sean.
50-yard pass.
I mean,
Yeah.
now we
He got a
fucking
chunk
with you,
play.
but at the
Yeah.
same time, you know, it's tough to put a lot of guys from the same team on one joint. It's not Chiefs versus Rams back in 2000.
Well, we're going to see.
I know, right? And we're
You know
talking
what I'm
about the Bears
It's not
offense
Chiefs-
of all
it's not Chiefs
offenses.
Rams 2020.
It's
You
a
know what
ball
I'm saying?
call.
We
We
can start
are going
everybody
to see.
but Todd Gurley, which is
You're right.
fucking ridiculous in that game. But at the same time,
We are
I
going to
don't-
see, Sean. You're
we
right.
We are. Because Atlanta's going to run
Because
the ball
maybe
too.
you see something we don't see.
This game is going to be a
He thinks it's going to be
game.
what was that? The game a couple weeks ago that the Falcons were in that went crazy in the fourth quarter against the Panthers.
Falcons.
Yeah, he sees one of them. DJ Moore scoring a last
I don't
second
see it for these
touchdown.
guys. I see the Bears dogging them, but I see the Bears getting up and I like David Montgomery and I like Cole Kmet.
Okay. Darnell Mooney.
Oh,
Throw him in there.
Yeah, right.
Darnell
Flex-
Mooney's
flex
a flex
play.
play.
I mean, I
Is he not?
guess.
We
All right.
gonna see.
So if you had Darnell Mooney on your team,
I wouldn't be.
You
No,
wouldn't think about starting him?
we went over my team. No. I mean, but that's in my team. That's on my team. I would start Pacheco over Darnell Mooney. You know that?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
Like Mooney.
You like over Pacheco, you're starting running back.
Yeah.
This is the game. Pacheco scores touchdown. Okay, let's go. Chargers ass against. Okay, come on.
Moving along.
Moving along.
Moving along. You see what I mean?
My man Dalton Schultz had
I like Dalton. I like
17 points last week. Ever
Mhm.
since Dak came back, he's been the starting tight end again. The backup quarterback didn't get him out the way, but he's Dak's man. Dak finds Schultz all the time. I like Dak this week, so I like Dalton Schultz at Minnesota. So
I
I'm
hate
gonna
to
give
say
it
I
up.
didn't think that the offense was going to be better.
And
with-
Minnesota's ranked 26
I
against
didn't think that the
tight
offense
ends.
was going to be better. I didn't think that.
I mean, I knew the offense would be better.
I
with
knew
Dak.
overall it'd be better. I didn't think that CD would have career highs again. You know, because I mean,
Mhm.
the way it looked before. I mean, even though Dak only played in one game, it was a small sample
Yeah.
size. Cooper Rush was getting him out the way, but you know, I agree with Dalton Schultz. He's back. He's back with Dak in there. Got Greg.
Got my man Greggy Deke.
Greggy D.
Greggy Deke. Hey, last week he laid a stinker. I started on 1.6 fantasy points, but he gets the Raiders this week, who allows 14.7 fantasy points to tight ends, which is 6th most in the league. So I feel like this is the bounce back week going against the Raiders. He's going to bounce back. He's going to score a touchdown. It's like, nah, sorry, let me say. No, I feel like he's going. I feel like he's a good streaming option for tight ends. It's probably a lot of guys that dropped him in your league after last week. So if you're looking for a tight end, I will pick him up and I will start him this week against the Raiders.
So there's a reason why I'm more optimistic, a little bit more optimistic with Greg Dulcich than you are, even though I like that you have him on the list. It's because Jerry Judy's not playing in this game. Jerry Judy
that's
most likely
funny.
is
That's
not going
funny.
to play in this game.
That's funny. That's one of my notes too. Jerry Judy's not playing this game, but Twan rapping, you know.
Bro, what?
Took
He
it
was
from
like,
me.
he was moving on, bro. I mean, am I though?
It sounded like you was ready to move on.
It did. My bad. I apologize.
It sounded like you was ready to move on.
I did. It did.
You said
But
I
Jerry-
was in my notes. Were you gonna say that?
Jerry, I wasn't. I just had to say that though. But yeah, Jerry Judy, you know, not playing in this game.
You thought he read it off your notes, nigga?
Tom reading my notes, reading all my notes and shit. Well, we good, man. We
I'm
good, man.
fucking weak.
I like that.
Nah,
I like
say
that.
nah. Yeah, Jerry Judy not playing. That's big for that.
That's
So
huge.
you
That's
should see
targets.
more
That's targets left out there, and Greg is definitely going to get it.
Moving along to the defenses, we got Saints versus the LA Rams.
I like it, man.
Even though Matt Stafford's coming back, they lose Cooper
Is he?
Cup. Yeah,
That's confirmed?
Yeah, he started
it's
full
confirmed.
today. They losing Cooper Cup, so that's a big loss. Who else is in
Humongous.
this?
Now, I'm about to
Who
say-
else in this
I don't-
offense have been
I don't
catching
Big
passes?
is an understatement. That's
I
a
really don't
humongous
like-
loss.
Matthew Stafford's already been playing
Allen
garbage.
Robinson.
Bruh.
Allen
Hey,
Robinson.
If the spot,
Oh,
We
they got
gonna
rid of
see.
Hawkinson.
This is it. This is
Damn,
it.
they got
for
rid
him.
of Hawkinson.
This
And they
is it
got
for
rid of
him.
Hawk.
Yeah.
This is it for him.
Who is it?
No, no,
Who are the
no,
other?
no,
What's that?
that's
Skyrim?
Detroit.
They didn't have. They didn't
Oh,
have
that's
Hawkinson.
Detroit.
They didn't have Hawkinson. But
Who's their tight end?
Higby.
Higby.
He hasn't been doing anything.
Sky Rizzy, whatever his name is.
Scott Rennick.
John picked up all the
Ben
Rams
Skowronek.
receivers too.
Ben
He said, somebody
Jefferson.
got to catch the ball.
Dan Jefferson, Ben Skowronek, Allen Robinson.
They ain't it.
They might even be
They're
looking
not
at.
getting open like Cooper Cup.
Yeah,
Even
Darrell
if
Henderson
Cooper
might
Cup
catch
was
passes.
playing, that the Saints would still be a starter for me. So with him out,
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Who your next defense? The Ravens.
nah. I'm not gonna have the Ravens on here. They're a bona fide start. But yeah,
Okay.
next up we got the Commanders at Houston.
I like it.
The Commanders been playing good defense, man. These last couple of weeks,
Left hand up.
getting sacks,
Who are
getting
we?
turnovers.
Who are
They
we?
did good against Philly. Held Philly to 21 points. I thought we were going to get blown out. I thought it was going to be a high scoring affair for Philly, but it wasn't. Now we get Davis Mills in the Texans offense, who's got a wide receiver out there. Their best player on offense is never mind. Pierce is their best player. on
Yeah,
offense.
about to say
But their best wide receiver, Cooks, is not happy over there.
doesn't want to be there.
We're gonna shut that shit down.
Nico Collins.
So
Not a
start
believer.
Collins
the
is tough.
Commanders defense.
Not a
out there.
believer.
He had a nice touchdown last week.
Yeah.
Washington by 7.
Lots to do by 7.
It's not. We can't. Hey, look, Washington. We can't overlook this game.
We're gonna
but
rest on our laurels.
Do
I see.
not
I see
overlook this
this
game.
is a
Do
perfect.
not overlook.
This is a
this game.
perfect letdown spot for
Yeah, I
Washington.
know, I know.
coming
yeah.
off, coming off a big
This is it.
divisional win.
This is it.
You know what I'm saying?
This is
You're taking on a sorry team in
Yeah.
Houston.
This is
I
it.
see a letdown here.
Dr. we
This
lose
is it.
that game on-
We cannot overlook. We
Bruh,
need to come out.
I'm not gonna
14
hold you.
nothing
If the
first quarter.
Texans are underdogs, I might put bread on them to win. Not that I'm rooting against them.
They are. They are. They no. They are.
This is a
underdogs.
letdown spot.
They're 3-point.
Yeah,
underdogs.
I believe they are. Yeah.
But at the same time, nah, we getting chased back. The Commanders defense getting chased
Oh,
back.
Chase. Okay.
Yeah, he's playing this week. I feel like they're gonna see. He'll be on a snap.
He has
count
a lot
for
to
sure.
prove. He has a
Yeah,
lot
he'll
to
be on a
prove.
snap
Yeah.
count for sure.
I don't know. They
But,
might let him go, bro.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's the middle of the
Niggas
season.
been out for
They
a
could be out for a
minute.
Nah,
minute.
I mean, no, you gotta. Game speed is way different from practice speed. Y'all know that, man.
Yeah, but like
I know that.
I hear that, but also I
And
feel
the
like we're
defense has
in the
been
middle
playing-
of the season.
and-
Like
And in
you
the
got
last
6 more games left. Like
Yo,
what are you gonna do?
in the
Like, you know
last-
what I'm
in the
saying?
last
Like,
5
second year,
weeks-
play
young
your heart
guys.
out for 6 games, nigga.
in
Like
the last 5 weeks, the defense has been playing very well. And I mean, they got a lot of chemistry
shout out
going
St.
already.
Juice.
So definitely,
Juice.
definitely, they're gonna like. I can see a lot of Chase Young on passing downs. You know, even maybe some early downs, depending on how he looks early in the game, is going to affect how he looks late in the game. It's going to affect his snaps later in the game. But I do like the Commanders' defense as a stardom here for sure against a weak Texans like offense in regards to the wide receivers. I feel like the Washington has an advantage in that aspect on the defensive line. Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne should have a fucking field day.
Sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, Broncos versus Las Vegas. Derek Carr, you're not the guy.
Mm-mm.
You're not the guy. We thought the Raiders were gonna come in
Yeah,
here, had the
man.
high-powered offense, the one of the most
We
high-powered
did.
offenses in the league. No, Derek Carr, you're showing that you're not the guy. You got your money, good job, but you're not the guy. And I like the Broncos this week versus LA to get sacks, turnovers.
Las Vegas.
Yeah, Las Vegas. I mean, yeah, I like it. I like it from
That David Carr 1.5 touchdowns over is a good bet though.
Fuck,
I hit on that. Oh yeah, it is. I mean, not maybe not this week,
I
but I'm
wouldn't
saying
do it.
like I hit on that.
I wouldn't
Oh,
bet on
This
David
ain't
Carr.
gonna be. This ain't gonna. Not with Patrick Surtain.
Nigga, he
out
hit
there.
it last week. He hit it.
No.
He's hit it like what 3
You're
weeks?
not gonna be throwing it to
ago?
Devontae like he was last week.
This is a
Hey
game.
man, all I'm
this is a game
saying
they're
is
not
that's
gonna
a
be down.
good bet. I'm not saying he's a
They're
good
not
fantasy
gonna
start.
be down in
I'm
this
saying
game.
look at Derek Carr's one. I look at it
I
every week. I look at it every week. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
like, this gonna
His
be-
over
this
1.5
gonna be a
touchdowns.
defensive game
Look at
for
how many
both
games he's
teams.
thrown 2
You know what I
touchdowns.
mean?
They probably be losing, but
I don't like. I
he
don't.
throws
I don't even
touchdowns.
like. I low key don't even like. I would downgrade. I wouldn't. I mean, you're starting this guy. I'm about to say, but I would even downgrade Devontae Adams in this game because he's about to see
I agree
Patrick
with that.
Surtain. Like we've been talking about this all year, man. Patrick Surtain. Tune in. If you don't have Red Zone, cool. You don't have Red Zone. If you got Pro Football, Google sector, one of the corners in the league. Like this man, bring it day in and day out. He's there. He don't talk shit. He's not one of those flashy players. Number 2. He's number 2. He's out there.
He's about his business.
Yeah, he's
for sure.
he's definitely about his business. You better hope the players around your lineup can support because he's definitely going to be on Devontae every
Oh,
snap.
100%.
Every snap.
Okay.
I like him.
Moving along, we got the Rams at New Orleans.
Mhm.
I got the Saints and I got the Rams. I feel like this is going to be a defensive game right here.
Yeah.
Both teams are struggling on offense. You got Andy Dalton, you got Matthew Stafford.
Right.
I feel like the Rams are going to get sacks on Andy Dalton, some turnovers as well. So I like the Rams defense at New Orleans. That wraps up the starters for this week. I'm confident in these starters this week.
Yeah.
I feel good about
I'm
these.
about to say,
man.
going in, you was
Feel
kind of
good. I feel-
hesitant.
feel good
Was
about
he?
these,
I mean,
man.
yeah, he was hesitant. He was hesitant, kind of. But I
Feel
mean,
good
I
about
like.
these
I mean,
starters.
outside of I'm saying every single Browns Bears player going off, just like we talked about. But I like it. I like it. Outside of that, like I mean, you have some valid points. I like what I saw. Definitely like it.
Okay. Let's talk about some of the just while we getting situated with the situms.
Mhm.
You know, we got the what's it called? You said what happened? Oh, you want to take a break? All right, yeah. We'll take a little commercial break real quick, and then we'll come back with the situms and then some FanDuel SGP for Thursday's game.
FanDuel,
all that
let's
kind
get
of
it. Hey,
thing.
I put my bets in too now, man.
This
I'm
nigga,
out there. I'm
this
out
nigga,
there.
we
Hey,
done
let me say,
recruited. We done
George-
recruited Sean.
George Pickens,
He did
anytime
say that.
touchdown.
Hey,
I need $5.
You
You
gonna see
need
it.
$5 on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put
Just
$5
on that.
Just on that, and then we're gonna come back next week. You're gonna see it.
All right.
Ride with me.
You gonna see that? All right. Let's hit the All right, man. FanDuel is offering new users up to $1,000 back in free bets. It's a no sweat first bet. All you gotta do is sign up for FanDuel, place your first wager, and you get that stake back in free bets if it doesn't hit. Literally no sweat, you know what I'm saying? Up to $1,000. So, you know what I'm saying? If you want to bet a stack, you get a stack back. You know what I'm saying? You better know what you're doing if you bet that stack. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money. You could do 100, you could do 300, you could do 10, whatever it is. It comes
don't
back.
Got to be a parlay.
It don't got to be a parlay. Just your first bet.
Straight
But
up.
it's too late for you because you already done made your first couple bets. So Washington versus Houston. Take the
Hey, put 1,000.
take
on
that
it.
Houston plus 3, man. What's the best bet? What's the best bet? Talk into you have a microphone and you're screaming and you have a microphone. Talking to
Ravens
the
straight
TV.
up. Ravens straight up versus Carolina.
What's the spread? What's the
Doesn't
odds
matter.
on that?
It's at home for Baltimore coming off the bye. You think Harbaugh and them are going for that? They're getting everybody back. They got Roquan Smith another week.
Spread is probably
another-
like 12 and a half.
another
so-
week.
Spread, yeah. Like what's the
Roquan,
spread?
Roquan Smith another week
Money line
acclimated
probably
in
not
that.
good.
Yeah, money line might be 730. Hey, you want to come up a quick 300? Do it. Risk 1,000 for the 3. It's a guarantee. Like if they lose this game, you're gonna be like, ain't no way. I don't see it. Do you think? Do you think Marlon Humphrey's gonna get dog shit by DJ Moore, who's getting the ball thrown to him by Baker Mayfield? You think Roquan Smith? Come on, Roquan. He's been all seasons. Then you got Patrick Queen there. You got Calais Campbell back.
You got
You
guys.
got guys
over
there.
at the Ravens, man.
Guys, I'm saying, like, overall, the Ravens are the lock of the week. If you got any type of money you want to bet, hey, your $5 might get you a quarter. Do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
Twan's
hey,
lock of the week.
lock of the week
Ravens.
is the Ravens. It's not even close. You could put the Ravens money line in any bet that you
I mean,
make.
yeah, playing Carolina,
Spread,
of course.
even the spread.
But are you saying bet on the spread? Because nobody wants a
All right,
minus
so
700 play.
I would
You know
handi-
what I'm saying?
I would
Like,
handicap-
I know I don't.
I would handicap the spread to 7. And if y'all don't know what handicap means, it's an alternate spread. Yo, go in, dig deep. I wouldn't take the 12 because fluke stuff happens at the end of the game.
Is that what the spread is? 12?
It,
That's a big spread.
it
I might
probably
take
will
Carolina
get-
plus the 12, bro. Like I don't like big spreads
Bro,
in the NFL,
the
bro.
spread
Double
might
digit
be-
spreads. That's hard to cover. It's hard to cover a double digit spread in the NFL.
No,
These
no,
are
I'm
all
saying-
grown men.
That's why I'm saying I would handicap that.
No,
the 7.
but I'm saying if I'm just playing it straight up, I would take the plus 12.
Y'all saw the Bills. Y'all saw the Bills cover with ease against the Steelers.
I did see that.
Like I've seen a lot of double digit spreads get it's 13.
Yeah, it's a
Negative
big spread.
13. They're 2 touchdown favorites in this game. You can handicap this game to 8. 8.
It's
You
still
know?
not a lot of money. Do it now.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's not.
It's
It's,
okay.
not, it's probably
It's
not.
okay.
Actually, let's get into it. Let's get
Yeah,
into
let's get
this.
into it.
I was gonna say, do it now. Check what it is now.
All right.
Let's get into these
It's-
sitters, man. What y'all
bruh,
are here for?
8.5 is minus 180.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot of money, bro.
8.5 is minus 180. If you bet in the stack, yeah.
Yeah.
Bet in the stack, yeah. That's a fact.
But regardless, let's get into these sit-ems. Y'all already know. Don't start these guys this week. It's not going to be good for these guys. We're going to start off with Kirk Cousins versus Dallas. I mean, I think the game script, it's going to be a game script type game. Dallas is good against QBs in fantasy this year. They're 7th against QBs. So, minus last week, they played one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen in Aaron Rodgers. He made something happen. Christian Watson had the game of his life. Christian Watson probably Christian Watson probably had the best game of his career. Like, seriously, he had 3 touchdowns and like 150. So, that's not going to happen again. Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, he might score this game. That doesn't mean Kirk Cousins can have a bad game. Dallas, they're mad coming off a loss. I still like Dallas's defense going forward. I would bench Kirk Cousins this week. Next guy I got on my list is Taylor Heineke. He's playing at Houston. I like Washington's offense as a whole this week. This is not a knock towards Taylor Heineke. This is more of a knock. I don't think that Taylor Heineke is going to have to do as much. Just like my co-host said, he got Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson on the stardom. I think that the game script is going to be run. And if we go up big, Taylor's was just like last week. Everybody says Taylor Heineke had a great game. I think he had a great game, but if you look at it as a game manager, he only had 5 fantasy points last week. So really dig
That's
deep into the
crazy.
numbers.
That is very
Because he
crazy.
didn't
I didn't
throw-
know that.
I
didn't
did not
throw-
know that.
I did
Yeah,
not know that.
he didn't throw a touchdown. He didn't have
didn't
to.
throw a
But
touchdown.
he
I mean, how
managed
did-
the shit out the game. He made
How fucking
made
Tyler,
plays.
Terry McLaurin had like 100 plus.
He had
receiving
128
Oh,
yards. Yeah, but he threw a pick.
yards. Okay.
And here's the thing: Taylor Heineke had roughly
And a fumble.
he had a little
Yeah,
bit
okay.
he had a little bit less than 225 yards passing. 128 of those went to one player.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I don't have Terry McLaurin on my list because Terry McLaurin is going to
He might still ball.
Yeah, he's going to still ball, but that
I
doesn't
see a
mean
heavy
that
run script
Taylor
for both
Heineke's going to
teams.
throw a touchdown. Houston's the worst in the league against the run. Game script is not going to be there. You know, it's a bye week. I got Taylor Heineke starting my lineup. Hopefully something does happen. Hopefully Taylor Heineke runs one in.
I can see
But-
that on it.
Yeah, I can see him like running one in.
I can see
yeah.
it. I can see that.
But at the same time, I don't see him having like a huge game. I don't think he's going to have to. Taylor Heineke's you're doing great for my Commanders, but you don't have to throw him in there. The next guy I got on my list is Andy Dalton. Just like my co-host said, I think that the Rams are going to be getting at Andy Dalton. The pass game has not looked good in recent weeks. You know, LA is ninth against QBs in fantasy. Even though last week they lost against, you know, the Cardinals and Colt McCoy was singing it out there. But, you know, Jalen Ramsey, those guys are still alive and well. Bobby Wagner, you know, and those guys, they still play for that defense. So Andy Dalton, they just haven't looked really good these past couple of weeks. They couldn't get it done against Pittsburgh, who was terrible against QB. So I don't think they're going to get it done this week. Andy Dalton is a sit this week. And the last guy I got on my list is Jacoby Brissett. I threw Jacoby Brissett on here because every other quarterback that I've seen, Jacoby Brissett, he plays at Buffalo this week. But
Oh, my bad.
it's all good. Buffalo, you know, they're coming off of a loss, a tough loss against Minnesota. I feel like they're gonna buckle down and you know they're gonna try to set the tone against this Browns team at home. I feel like if anybody scores this game, it's gonna be Nick Chubb, as he always does.
Chubby.
But Buffalo, I feel like they're upset. They got the Browns who have looked terrible on offense. They got dogged last week. So I like Buffalo's defense against Jacoby Brissett this week for sure. I would definitely not start Jacoby Brissett in fantasy this week. Moving on to the running backs, Jalen Warren versus Cincinnati. Everybody thought Jalen Warren was going to be the guy last week. Najee ran for 99 yards last week. It was probably one of his better games of the year, and that was against a tough Saints defense. So, hey, I think Najee he's trending on the right path. I feel like I just don't see it for Jalen Warren unless Najee. I mean, he's a little bit banged up still, but they said he's going to get more touches. We saw how that went. Najee had a good game last week, so I'm definitely not starting Jalen Warren, even with this. Yeah, definitely.
Stash.
You know, I don't see even definitely got to leave Jalen Warren on the bench. The next guy I got on my list might surprise some people is DeAndre Swift at the New York Giants. Yo, DeAndre Swift, since he's been coming off an injury, he has not looked good. I mean, like people think like, oh, last week he scored a touchdown. He finished with 7 fantasy points. He has 6 carries, 6 rushing yards.
I thought
and
he
1 touchdown.
I thought he wasn't playing until I saw him score a
Like-
touchdown. I didn't even think he
come
was in
on,
the
bro.
game because I saw him on the injury report.
Yeah.
Right now.
I saw him on the injury report, and then I see him score a touchdown. I was like, "This nigga's in the game."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was
Yeah.
watching that game. You know what I'm saying? So
No,
yeah.
every time I watch the game, I see Key and Peele's biggest fan, Jamal Williams.
Jamal
running into the end
Williams.
zone. Yeah, like, but I'm dead serious. Hey, bro, like, look.
that nigga is the. I think you called him the
Hey,
touchdown
every time-
vulture, bro. Like he
no,
gets a-
bro. Oh my God, yeah, look, bro, he's the vulture of the year. I mean, I'm talking about. Look, he's just not.
But he had good yardage this year.
I mean,
This week, he had
he's
good
solid.
yardage.
I mean, because he's being used. He's like,
Swift was
I
hurt.
don't know. He just stays healthy. Jamal Williams, as long as Jamal Williams is in that offense, DeAndre Swift is going to be limited this year. I like Jamal Williams, he's the goal line back. So, I mean, you want your running back, at least if you got any running back in there, you want him to score a touchdown. You know, like Devin Singletary scored 2 touchdowns last week. He had 43 rushing yards. I'll take that.
Yeah. You want your guy in on the
You'll take that. But 6 carries, 6 yards, and 1 touchdown. You're not going to take that. I'm not too sure. If I had better options, you know, Swift for me this week is a flex play. I'm not going to say bench him, but I mean, you drafted him way too high. I mean, I feel like we're going into week 11, so we're definitely past draft capital. You definitely gotta start.
You gotta make business
Swift.
decisions.
I mean, I'm gonna put Swift in the flex, but even if I had Jamal Williams on my team, I would start Jamal Williams over Swift for sure because the goal line they're going to be in goal line situations at least at some point against New York. New York is solid, but it's going to be Jamal Williams, so I would definitely probably look at other options until I see a 12 to 15 touch game from Swift. Next guy I got on my list is Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, this hurts because I got him on my team, but hey, look, the last 2 weeks, Pollard has ran for 100+ yards as the starting running back since he's been out. Ezekiel Elliott, his touch is going to be limited. The Vikings are 6th against the run in fantasy. So, hey, even though, I like Dallas's defense this week versus Kirk, but if it doesn't pan out and they're throwing the ball, they're going to have Pollard in there. Zeke is not at 100% right now, so we're going to see how it goes. But I like Pollard. I think Pollard has earned his touches. I think Pollard has earned more touches. Zeke is, if he plays this week, it'll be his first game coming back off this injury. So, hey, I mean, Zeke might be the goal line back. They might be in the goal line situations, but Pollard has also shown that he can get into the end zone from the goal line too. So if you want to take a chance, if you have Pollard in there, you think about benching him. Nah, I would leave him in there for another week and just see how this backfield plays out for sure. The next running backs I got on this list is any Kansas City running back. I like Isaiah Pacheco, like my co-host has. I love Pacheco, but Andy Reid talking this week, he's saying, the only reason why Clyde Edwards-Helaire got 4 touches is because due to game script. It wasn't really like they're trying to phase him out the offense. And the Chargers are like one of the worst teams in the league against the run. But they got 3 good backs. They got Pacheco, they got McKinnon, and then I say Edwards-Helaire.
It's tough.
I mean, it's tough, but I mean, like what we've seen coming out the bye for the Chiefs is Pacheco being the early down back. It's more of a gamble because Mahomes is Mahomes, and Mahomes can chuck it for 40 yards against a team who's terrible in the league at running the ball. So I mean, against defending the run, because he's Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's the best quarterback in the league. So you never know what you're going to get from this offense. It's more of a gamble than a sit. I would say if I had a pecking order, I would definitely start Pacheco over any of those backs, but it's a risk. I would if you got better options, I would just say wait it out. If you can wait it out, then wait it out. If you're playing for upside play like myself, I'm gonna throw Pacheco in there this week. Hopefully he does score given the matchup. But hey, if you got better options, you can play it safe. If you're more like a 1 through 5 seed right now in the playoffs, you north of 6-4 going into week 11, then you could definitely find a better option for sure. We're gonna move on to the wide receivers. I got Michael Pittman Jr. as my first as a sit-em versus Philly. I'm gonna start this off by saying Michael Pittman Jr. is no Terry McLaurin. I know that he started his year off great, but he's going to see Darius Slay in this game, and Darius Slay is pissed off because of what happened on Monday Night Football. McLaurin just went up and down the field and did what he wanted with him. I don't think that this is going to be a Michael Pittman Jr. type game. Given how Philly has looked against running backs, I feel like this is going to be a Jonathan Taylor type game script. Jeff Saturday, a lot of people are forgetting that he used to be an offensive lineman, a Pro Bowl center. I mean, Hall of Fame center. I think he's going to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he. I don't know
shit now.
I don't know if he's.
You think he played corner?
Right. I forgot what position he played.
Real man. No, I think he plays center.
I forgot he even played in the NFL. This nigga slim the fuck down.
Manning that's why he was so confident going to this position.
He said, "I've been around greatness." You see his press conference.
Exactly.
He said, "I've been around great quarterbacks, coaches, GMs."
He played for arguably the second, third best quarterback to ever play the game. And I think Peyton Manning's the second, third.
Who was coaching that team too?
Playing on the game. Tony Dungy.
Greatness.
Greatness.
Learned a thing or two.
Yeah, you've been around Marvin Harrison's of the world.
Yeah.
Keller. The game script is going to be Jonathan Taylor. They're going to try to slow this game down, just like Washington did. I mean, they're going to have the chunk plays on defense, but he's also going to see rejuvenated not Gilmore. I'm sorry, Darius Slay. Darius Slay is going to be all over this. So I would definitely temper my expectations. They're gonna try to make this game go fast. They're gonna try to slow this game down. Jonathan Taylor's probably gonna have a big day this weekend. I'm betting on it. So temper your expectations for Michael Pittman Jr. in the passing game. The next guy I got on my list is the guy gonna be on the other side of the field. It's gonna be AJ Brown. He's a little bit banged up. If anybody's seen the game on Monday night, he hurt his ankle. Came out for a couple plays. I don't know if he came out for a drive, but he's also about to get a rejuvenated Stephon Gilmore. I feel like this Indianapolis Colts team, they're playing for Jeff Saturday. They looked okay last week. I'm not gonna say they look great, but they handled business. They beat the team that was on the schedule and the lowly Las Vegas Raiders. So I think that they carry that momentum into this game. They're at home. They just seen what Washington did on Monday Night Football. He probably in Jonathan Taylor's ear, letting them know, like, look, I need you to run this ball. I need you to slow this clock down. Gilmore is like, I already know my assignment. Top guys, he's a little banged up. He definitely saw A.J. Brown go down. So, a lot of people forget that Stephon Gilmore won Defensive Player of the Year at corner, and he's definitely out there. So, what's up, bro? Oh, my God. And they're second in the league against wide receivers. So,
Second best.
There's the second best in the league against wide receivers. So, thank you, Sean. I appreciate that. That's what we're here for, man. Teamwork make the dream work. And look, we here to make y'all. Give
y'all that insight.
And look, AJ might not be the guy this week. If I have another guy, if I have another guy, but look, AJ's AJ. If he practice, put it like this: keep an eye on AJ's practice reports this week. That's what I'll say
for sure. Because he definitely was banged up against Washington.
He was definitely banged up against. He had one catch last week.
Yeah.
Hey,
4 yards.
And that's against Washington. we don't suck though. I'm not gonna buck.
But that nigga Devontae Smith had a day. You know what I'm saying? So
against the second corner. That's why he's not.
No, yeah. But I'm saying like,
you think Gilmore might shift over to him?
No, not even that. I'm just more saying like, when you see like it's working with like Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert. You know what I'm saying? They had some days on them. So
Goddard's
it's like,
out.
Oh, Goddard's
IR.
out. Oh,
yeah, he's on IR.
Okay.
He's on IR.
Yeah. The point I was trying to make though is like I felt like because AJ Brown went down, like it's like you don't gotta force it to him, like maybe he's been doing before. It's like Devontae Smith was working, so it's like you could keep going to him.
I was like I said though. Every single point that I made, the coach they're no slouch against wide receivers. Thank you, Sean. But at the same time, they also got one of the best corners in the league out there. If AJ straps up, if you got Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, I'm throwing Devontae in there for sure, and I'm looking for another flex play. I'm not looking for another flex play. You could probably put AJ in the flex too, but who knows? Temper your expectations. That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
Next guy on this list, I got George Pickens. My man said he's just throwing a dart throw in there, but I'm gonna throw you with darts.
He said I'm throwing some facts.
Deontay Johnson is still the number one. You know what I'm saying? And in the game script is definitely going to have them running more than people think because like Cincinnati, they're tough against wide receivers. If Pittsburgh wants to win this game, just like they beat the Saints last week, they're going to have to slow the game down. Just like, Najee Harris, I think he ran for his most rushing yards last week against a tougher run defense. So, they're at home again, not at Heinz Field, at whatever the field got renamed to. Najee Harris again.
Damn, it's not Heinz Field no more?
No, they took the
What
ketchup
is
bottle
it?
and everything. Bro, it's gone.
What is it?
Yeah, bro, it's something else.
The Steelers field?
That's why they lose. That's why they lose it.
They trying to switch
No,
shit up.
for real, bro. That joint's gone.
Big Ben is gone.
Yeah,
The Heinz Field. Like, what are you talking about? Who is that team? We don't even know who that is.
Left and took the name with him, but I still like Deontay Johnson as the number one wideout. I think George Pickens had 23 receiving yards, but he ran for a touchdown last week. So they're trying to get him the ball. Trying to give him the ball. If Cincinnati decides to key on Deontay Johnson, I could be wrong about this. George Pickens could score, but I feel like the only way they beat the Bengals this week is if they slow down Joe Burrow, and the only way you can do that is if you control the clock. And just like you've seen on Monday night, I'm a reference Monday Night Football with Washington.
They had a good game script.
They controlled the time of possession in that Washington Eagles game was so lopsided.
By halftime, it was like what, like 32 minutes to 7 minutes?
Yeah,
it was stupid. It was
so
stupid.
It was so crazy that I was like, this is why they won this game.
Yeah.
It's wild. I just got an update that Taylor Heineke bought himself and the offensive lineman pair of Jordans. You can't not like this guy.
That's my guy, man.
You can't not like
Jordans.
That guy. All right.
He's a player's quarterback.
Yeah. The team is like, Carson, like, are you still here?
What?
The next guy I got on my list, it hurts my soul, is DJ Moore, but he's playing at Baltimore. And Baltimore has if anybody's seen the game 2 weeks ago, Olave went off. I like Olave, and I think that DJ Moore is he's definitely a step above Olave right now. The only downgrade I got on DJ Moore right now is the direct effect of his success, and that's his quarterback. For those who don't know, Baker Mayfield is starting this game on Sunday.
What happened to PJ?
He has a high ankle sprain, I think.
Yeah.
But Baker's starting this week, and we all saw
y'all see Baker headbutting everybody.
That's the quarterback, guys. Guys, that's the guy.
That nigga concussion, he don't know it.
That's the guy calling the plays. Baker
DJ.
here's the thing. When Baker at the end of at 140.
So when he took the pressure off, he came in and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But DJ Moore, I just don't like him this week only because of Baker Mayfield. We gotta see how it is. But with PJ Walker in there, you definitely start him. When PJ Walker drops back to pass, he's looking at DJ. So we'll see how it looks this week. I don't think it's gonna look too good though, man. I think that this just like my man said, Baltimore's defense is bona fide starter this week. You know, you got Roquan Smith and those guys. I like Roquan. You're gonna hear me say Roquan Smith every time I talk about Baltimore defense. I think it's cheating now at this point. It's just stupid. We're gonna move on to the tight ends. You know, Dawson Knox is gonna be first. If Cleveland does something good on defense, it's definitely guarding the tight end. They're fourth against the tight ends this year in fantasy. As much as Josh Allen throws the ball, I don't think he's throwing the ball to Dawson Knox. If anybody throwing to Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis,
in a long time.
yeah, right. I mean, but hey, some people got him in there this week, fired up to start. So we're gonna see how it plays out this week.
And it's supposed to snow. I think I heard
so
heavy snow in
if it snows, I gotta throw Devin in there. I might have to throw Devin in there if it snows for sure. The next guy on my list is Kyle Pitts, man. Look, man, it's not enough value. Even though it's not enough value, man. They're doing this man a disservice. This is even though I'm going on record, I'm saying this. Kyle Pitts is a top 3 talent at the tight end position. Behind Kelsey Andrews, I'm taking Kyle Pitts on any team in the league, and I guarantee you they're getting this man the ball. There's no way. Like, look at this guy. There's no way. When they throw him the ball, it looks good. But they don't throw him the ball enough. It's like, man, I'm taking him against any safety. You know, even when usually against Pittsburgh, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it soon. The tight end that's playing Pittsburgh this week. I like him against Minkah Fitzpatrick, one of the better safeties in the league because of how he plays. You know, there's just talent level. But Atlanta, I don't know what they're doing with Mariota. I don't know why they're not turning Mariota. When you drop back, look at 8, look at 5,
right?
Look at 8 and 5. That's it. Those other guys, even if they're running wide, go in the triple coverage. I don't care.
Let my guys make a play.
I don't care. Zacchaeus, you know, like those guys. I don't.
It's hard to start any pass catcher
in Atlanta.
For Atlanta, man.
It's like, because you got random niggas be scoring touch, but also
Yeah.
like random niggas be getting those receptions, bro.
Exactly.
Only
I seen Zacchaeus' name.
20 passes a game, and every single running back
This is the
averages like
NFL.
I be seeing his box score like
carries.
I be seeing his box score like five completions, 14 attempts. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? This is a Montgomery Village game.
This is not
Pop
working.
Warner, what the fuck is going
bro,
on?
what the fuck is going on?
Oh,
They were down against the Bengals like 28-0. I got a text from Nick like they're still running the ball.
Trying to make something happen.
Like, why are they throwing the Kyle Pitts?
They're trying to run the clock out so they can't score anymore.
Like, I don't know, Nick. I'm sorry, man, but at the same time, I would look for other options. I thought Pitts was gonna get it done last week. 3 catches, 28 yards. Not gonna get it done.
Started strong, but
The next guy on my list is Robert Tonyan versus Tennessee. You know, Robert Tonyan, the Packers were pass heavy last week, and he still wasn't involved. I'm moving past the Robert Tonyan.
Era.
You know, I'm moving past that whole era right now. That whole thing that he had going. You know, that time.
His moment.
Like,
His moment has come and gone.
That's the word.
His moment has come and
There
gone.
it is.
It's come and gone. I think Devontae Adams had a lot to do with him being wide open running down the field, I guess, because this hasn't happened for Robert Tonyan this year. You know, he gets Tennessee this year, so I mean, this week I don't like it. I'm looking for better options. The last guy I got on my list is Hayden Hurst. Just like I talked about Kyle Pitts, like I said, I like him over Minkah Fitzpatrick. Hayden Hurst, totally different, opposite end of the spectrum. I think Minkah is going to be all over Hurst this weekend.
It's an easy strap.
Yeah, like-
easy strap.
Yeah. Like I feel like you're
opposite
throwing to this
end of
guy.
the
Like, you know,
spectrum.
are you going to throw to this guy?
That I dare you.
I'll bait you to throw to this guy. But I'm gonna get over there by the time the ball gets there. So I mean, I'm sitting Hayden Hurst. You know, EK. Shout out to EK. He dropped him this week or last week, but yeah, Hayden Hurst is not the answer. We're gonna go defensive special teams. I'm sitting the Chiefs defense at the Chargers. You know, I feel like this is the division game. Usually the Chiefs at the Chargers, Chiefs versus Chargers. Anybody seen? Was it week 2? Yeah, week 2. That game was high scoring, and Keenan Allen didn't play in that game. Mike Williams had a field day, but he's not playing in this game either.
Joshua Palmer show.
Yeah, you got Josh Palmer. You know, he's a great fill-in. I feel like overall, I like the Chargers' offense as a whole. You know, Herbert's not dealing with no more rib problems, nothing like that going into week 11. So it's going to be up and down the field. They're definitely going to have to throw. They're going to have to pass on this defense. The Chiefs not that good at running the ball. It could be also equally too. So We'll see how that goes. I don't like it this week. The Colts defensive special teams, I would sit them outside of AJ Brown. They can definitely be had. You know, the Raiders scored. The Raiders scored a lot of points last week. I think they scored like 23 points last week. It doesn't have to come from AJ Brown, but you know, I like Miles Sanders. I like Devontae Smith, just like my man Max said. You gotta get the next team up there, bro.
Oh shit!
I'm
Tripping.
Yeah. So
that's a little brain
Smith.
fart.
It's all good. I like Devontae Smith. I like Miles Sanders. I feel like that offense is gonna bounce back. I even like Jalen Hurts as probably anytime touchdown scorer. I would definitely just, you know, Gilmore just locks it up out there. So temper your expectations with AJ Brown, but as a whole, this defense, you know, Shaquille Leonard, formerly known as Darius Leonard, he just went on IR. He's done for the season. He just had back surgery. Guys, the next defense I got on my list is the Cardinals defense versus San Fran. I would definitely bench the Cardinals defense. San Fran's offense is full of Pro Bowlers, full of all pros. It looks like it's ridiculous. You know, I mean, anybody watched the game last Sunday? You know, they said Christian McCaffrey got in the huddle. He was like, I can't even fuck up because there's so many all pros in this offense. It's like the Pro Bowl right now.
If I fuck up, somebody else gonna get the ball.
Here's the thing. It's like you got Trent Williams kicking out whoever the DN is over there on the Cardinals. JJ Watt, no, you're done.
Yeah,
I got the best offensive lineman in the game. I got arguably the best running back in the game. I got Debo out there, all pro last year. Yeah. I got Ayuk on the rise. I got
niggas just talk about how like there's not even enough for Debo. You know what I'm saying? George Kittle. Oh my god.
Oh, McCaffrey, I need a break. Elijah Mitchell's running like he's fucking 22 years old out there. Like I mean, like it's crazy. I mean,
imagine
it is crazy.
Oh my god. I mean, but they do.
Man, we can't keep giving Garoppolo this slack, bro. He does enough. He does what he got to do.
I wish my man Trey Lance didn't get hurt.
Oh, yeah. Trey Lance would have a field day.
Trey Lance would have a
field day.
Trey Lance would have a field day. It would be like the Eagles.
It would.
It would literally be like the Eagles.
Maybe better.
On the West Coast.
Maybe better.
Like, yeah. It would be definitely be better.
He'll be coming like right now.
Trent Williams is
and right when he's starting to like middle of the season, starting to get a feel of like how the season's going. Yeah,
Trent Williams is so underrated. Like what he does for this football team.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just like, you know, even series, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. But at the same time, yo, Trent Williams is so underrated. I mean, you can literally call a play and be like, hey, Tweezy, I need you to get 2 yards. We're running a sweep, but Trent is pulling for you.
Oh, here we go.
You know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
I'm getting 2 yards. All right.
Oh, you mean Tweezy like you Tweezy? I thought you were just saying like theoretically speaking.
But no, I mean, you can literally throw.
I can run behind Trent.
You can throw any. You can really throw any practice squad running back in there and have him run behind Trent. And if Trent's pulling, he's probably gonna get 3 yards. XFL players, USFL players. I don't care. You name it. I mean, I'm not going to knock
Big
them
10, 12, Big 12 players,
yeah, Big 12
ACC
players, Alabama players. Throw them back there. If Trent is the guy, I'm all for it. I'm betting on these. This guy might get this 3 yards if he's pulling, because you know you can't cut the lineman no more. All right, so hey, I like the San Fran offense to destroy the Cardinals defense. I feel like they're not going to be able to keep up either, so they might going to go big. If Kyler doesn't play, this defense really takes a hit. So. Yeah, that's how much the offense affects the defense in this game. Temper your expectations for Cardinals defense versus San Fran. The last but not least, the Vikings defense and special teams, I will bench them. This game can go up and down the field, but if it does, it's going to be a Dalvin Cook game. I don't think that Kirk is going to really be doing this thing, but I mean, I don't see it going up and down the field. I feel like Dallas is going to get after this defense, and they're just gonna like put up points against them. I don't see who's gonna stop CD. I don't see who's gonna stop Tony Pollard on this defense. They gave up 30 points to Buffalo last week, you know, with banged up Josh Allen. But Josh Allen is MVP candidate, Josh Allen. So I mean, it is what it is. But I like Dallas, you know, I like Dak Prescott ever since he's gotten back. I like a lot of players on the Dallas offense this week. Outside of Zeke, you know, I like Tony Pollard, I like Dalton Schultz, I like CeeDee Lamb. They don't have Gallup, but I feel like they're gonna make it work, man. They're gonna find a way. Mike McCarthy's offensive minded. I feel like they definitely need this game to stay afloat. Even though they're like 6-3, they definitely still need this game. So I would bench the Vikings defensive special teams in a potential shootout. maybe. But even if it's not, Dak doesn't really get sacked too much. You know, he doesn't really take that many hits. So I mean, we'll see how this game goes. And that's the sit-ems for this week, man.
Oh yeah, Dallas
Hopefully
definitely
y'all
needs
like
this
yeah,
game.
yeah,
Dallas definitely needs this game because you know the Giants got a nice record, Eagles got a nice record.
Yeah,
We on the rise.
yeah,
No.
right.
What?
I
Washington.
mean, we're on the rise. I'm not saying, but like, come on.
We right there, bro.
You know who we
in the
got?
mix.
Look, here's the thing.
What's
You
our
know
record?
what, Washington?
What's our record?
We're 5-5.
5-5.
Here's the thing. But next week we got
And they're
Houston.
6-3.
Houston.
Yeah.
We're not. We can't overlook Houston.
No, we can't.
You know who we got after that?
What?
Atlanta.
Okay, we can't overlook them either.
Can't overlook them
but
either,
it was
but
a winnable game.
But
Two
very,
winnable games.
very
Two
winnable.
No, we
winnable
should have
games.
beat Minnesota
Should
and
have. Should
Tennessee.
have beat Tennessee.
God
7-3.
damn,
If
bro.
we had Taylor Heineke in there, it might have
Hey,
been a
we
different
had
story.
Heineke in there,
Might have been a
dog.
different story, man. But
Well, I mean, we
neither
had
here nor
Heineke in there
there.
for one of those games, but
Minnesota.
Minnesota. but
Yeah,
not-
definitely
but
not. I
Tennessee
remember. I
because
remember
our quarterback
Carson
decided
Wentz
to run
throwing a
Texas
pick
route.
in the end zone.
3 days,
2-yard line.
3 games in a row. Three plays in a row. You run a Texas route to J.D. McKissick at the fucking 2. On 1st and goal, you run a Texas route. Okay, cool. Didn't.
Yeah.
You don't get AG in there and try to get him to.
We're done.
Yeah,
We're
his
done with it.
nose
We're done with it.
down?
We're done with it. We're done with it. That was Brian Robinson's first game back too. We're
Oh,
done with
word.
it. We're done with moving past. We took the L. You know, we're 4-1 in the last 5 games. Let's just build on this momentum. Left hand up, man.
Hey.
Who are we?
Commanders? Is that the chant? I'm not hit.
Who are we?
But that's the stardoms and the sit-ins for this week, man. This is the fantasy.
Hope y'all
Make
fuck
sure,
with us, man.
yeah, for sure. Make sure y'all follow us on all the socials, the fantasy with SJT. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And yeah, man, we're gonna see what's gonna happen with the stardoms and the sit-ins. Well, what's going on?
We back.
Yeah, we're gonna see what's gonna happen with the starters and the sit-ins, and you know what I'm saying. Other than that, everybody have a good fantasy.
Now, y'all know me. I come in. I'm confident. Thank you. We're gonna see.